When the votes tied, I thought I was screwed. I thought Julia would flip on the revote, but she didn't. I'm still in the game, and I'm just so grateful to be here because that was a close call and I survived. Well, Julia, I'm glad you stuck with us. Oh, was there ever any doubt? Well, no. I really wanted to flip, but I decided against it. My main reasoning was that Anne told me that her side was voting for Talia, but it turned out they were voting for Emmanuel, and that just showed me that the old people weren't willing to trust me and tell me what was really going on, so I decided it was smart to just not side with them. Well guys, if we lose again, we should just stay together. That's our best bet of getting to the merge. Oh, absolutely. Julia did side with us last round, but I don't know if she'll do it again. She's the swing vote. She could easily flip to the old people, and it scares me, but I'm just hoping we can win the challenge and make sure we can just get to the merge easy as that. We should have gone to Rocks, Walter. Well, that's a ridiculous thing to say. Well, if we lose, one of us is going home. Maybe, maybe not. Going to Rocks would have been absolutely ridiculous to do, because I'm not putting my game on the line for someone else, especially when I have an idol. Owen's sacrifice was just one that had to happen. There's no guarantee that that side's gonna stick together. You did say Julia was willing to flip. Yeah, and she didn't flip, so that should tell you all you need to know. Was I willing to go to Rocks? I guess. I mean, I don't think it would have been smart, but I would have done it because the other option was to lose Owen and be in the minority. And guess what happened? Walter flipped, and here I am, on the minority. And they're probably going to vote for me over him because at least he decided to flip and I didn't. Owen was hardly benefiting our games anyway. We should be fine. I don't know what I'll do if we lose again. I don't want to play my idol unless it's an absolute necessity. So that means one of the other four is going home. Personally, I would like to take out a younger person, but if the vote does fall on Anne, then so be it. Hey, Julia. Oh, hey, what's up? Well, I was kind of wondering, why didn't you flip? Oh, well, pretty straightforward, actually. You told me it was Talia, but then you voted Emmanuel, and that kind of showed me you didn't trust me. Yeah, that's a fair point, but you can kind of see where I was coming from in the sense that I didn't really know you, and I didn't want to risk telling you what the vote was in case you were actually just working with those guys. Well, I get the reasoning, but yeah, that's basically it. I think I'm in the middle right now, and I don't really know what to do. On the one hand, I don't want to stick with Emmanuel and Talia, but if I keep voting with them, then I can gain their trust, and maybe they'll help me out in the merge. On the other hand, I know that they're part of a big alliance, and they're probably not going to keep me around for too long. Well, if we do go back to Tribal, I would love to not go home, so if that means you flipping or just voting off Walter, I don't care. Well, keep that in mind, Anne. I appreciate you talking to me. Oh, no problem. On original Kula, I thought I was in a very good spot. I was very well insulated, but right now I am feeling the heat. My main goal is to just break down the young person alliance. I just need to drive a wedge between some people and hopefully I'll be able to stay in the game. How do you feel about Julia? Well, I feel better about her than I did a few days ago. I think she's with us. I'm not sure, but I hope you're right. Yeah, if we go back, then I guess we might have to worry a bit, but I think for now we should be okay. I want to keep the Yallow tribe together as long as I can. So if we go back to Tribal Council, that means Walter or Anne has to go home. Either one of them has really made an effort to talk to me, and they did target me last round, so I'd just love to send one of them home before the merge. Thanks for keeping your word. Oh, of course, my word is my bond. That's good to hear. Yes, I would never go back on it, you understand me? Sure. Walter kind of creeps me out. His mannerisms are really weird. I wouldn't be surprised if he's like a vampire or something, because he's just, I don't know, something about him just gives me chills. Well guys, I was thinking if we go back to Tribal Council, we should probably vote for Walter. Really? Why him over Anne? Well, sure, he did vote with us, but like, I don't really want to take him to the merge. He's kind of weird. Yeah, I'm fine with voting Walter. Well, then I guess I am too. If we go back, Talia was saying we should vote off Walter, which is fine with me. I think Anne and I have a chance of working together, whereas Walter hasn't really talked too much to me, so I'm okay with this idea for now. Great job in the challenge, guys. Yeah, everyone worked really well together. Let's keep it up. Getting to Final 11 is super cool. The merge is like right around the corner, so I feel like I just need to start planning for what could happen when we actually get to the point where there's one tribe. So guys, what are we thinking for the merge? Because obviously we need more than 4 people if we want majority. Yeah, I don't really have anyone to bring in. Well, I can bring Anne in. I could probably get Emmanuel, Talia, those kind of people. I can get Julia, so that's a lot of options right there. I'm still trying to work out the logistics of my alliance because right now I've got the 4 people on yellow. Emmanuel and Talia, I'm definitely going to bring them back in. Ruth wants to bring Anne in, which I guess, okay, sure. Erica wants Julia, which I expected, but that's like 8 people right there. I'm not sure all of them would get along well, and it might be a bit too much, so I'm not too sure what to do. Thomas, if I'm being honest, I'm kind of hoping that Julia or Anne gets voted off of that tribal. How come? Well, it would really lock in Erica and Ruth with us if one of their closest allies go home. That's a good point. Personally, I want Walter to go home, but, you know, one of those two going wouldn't be bad either. I think Paul's definitely someone who's going to be looked at as the leader of an alliance, no matter who that alliance is when we get to the merge, so I just want to get as close to him as possible so I can be like right there in the thick of things when it comes to discussing the votes and actually having input on who goes home. I like this group we got. Oh yeah, same, it's a lot different from how Kula tribe was. Really? Yeah, it was just one big mess. It's weird to see everyone get along. I know we haven't gotten a chance to test out this alliance yet, but it's definitely making me rethink my game. Back on Kula, I was aligned with Walter and he basically spent the whole time pushing his ideas down everyone's throat. So it's a little different being in an alliance where I feel like everyone's voices matter and everyone's like contributing. So it's kind of cool, and I definitely do want to move forward with these people. Hey Thomas. Oh hey. Well, I was thinking, I know we were never really aligned, but let's just try to put Kula tribe behind us. That sounds like a great idea. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I realize that Walter, he's not a good person to work with. Took you this long? Well, no, I always knew that, but I never really got a chance to branch out from him until now. I know Thomas might be wary of me because of my connections to some of the Kula people, but for this alliance to work out, there needs to be trust. So I need to make sure I gain Thomas's trust, and hopefully we can make it so there's no animosity between anyone in our alliance. Hey guys. Oh hey Louise, what's up? Well, I know we haven't had a chance to talk, so I think this could be a great time. Yeah, what are you thinking? Well, I was thinking that we should all stick together because we're on Kula, and you know, I think it would be good for us to just work as one group. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, we can probably just vote off like Robert or someone. Oh, I was thinking more of Erica. Really? Yeah, I think we get Robert on our side and that would be a majority. What do you say? Maybe. Yeah, I'll think about it. I definitely think we should stick together. Older people don't tend to do too well on Survivor, and now that we're all mixed up with the young people, I'm expecting them to just try to take control of the game. But I don't want that to happen. I want someone from Kula to win. So my main goal is just stay Kula strong. What do you think of that? Well, the plan is to vote off Robert if we lose, so we could try to string her along and make her think we are just sticking with, you know, the Kula strongman mentality. I guess, but she wanted Erica. Yeah, well, we're not going to do that. We'll just, I don't even know. Louise wants to stay Kula strong, but I'm not having any of that. Kula screwed me over on multiple occasions, and it's not a viable option. Sure, I'm willing to work with, like, Ruth and maybe Anne, but the whole Kula tribe, yeah, they're dead to me. So, Paul, I wonder what's going to happen at that other tribal. Yeah, who knows? Julia might flip on our alliance. Yeah, that would suck, wouldn't it? Yeah, I hope it doesn't happen. Part of me is hoping that Emmanuel gets voted off at Kula's tribal council. I know that sounds terrible to say because he is in my alliance, but I think him going would really help me out because he's Paul's #1 ally. And if he's gone, Paul's going to need someone else to put in that #1 role, and who better than me? I was talking to Louise, and she's locked in for Erica, so that's at least 3 votes there if we lose. Yeah, I think I can get Thomas. We should be good. Cool. If we go to tribal council, Robert is the intended target, but I do want to keep, like, stringing him along and making him think I'm with him in case we just get to the merge without having to vote someone out, and then maybe he can be useful to my game from that point on. Welcome, survivors, to your next immunity challenge. First things first, Yellow Tribe getting a look at the new Kula Tribe. Owen voted off the last Rebel Council. Alright, let's get to today's immunity challenge. In this challenge, you'll come up onto this platform against a member of the opposing tribe, where you'll try to push them off. If you do so, you score a point for your tribe. First tribe of 3 wins immunity. Alright, I'll give you guys a moment to strategize and we'll get started. Up first, we have Talia from Kula taking on Erica from Yellow. Survivors ready? Go! Oh, that's a big collision. Erica tackles Talia. Oh, and she knocks her down. Erica gets the first point for Yellow Tribe. The score is 1-0 Yellow. Next up, we have Emmanuel taking on Thomas. Survivors ready? Go! Both are sprinting at each other. Both players grappling in the middle. Emmanuel seems to have gotten the upper hand. And Emmanuel knocks him off. We're tied 1-1. Next up, we have Anne taking on Ruth. Survivors ready? Go! These two are doing a bit more cautious to start off. Anne doesn't have a lot of space to work with. And Ruth shoves her off. Yellow's up 2-1. Alright, next up, we have Walter taking on Paul. If Paul wins this round, Yellow Tribe will win immunity. Survivors ready? Go! Paul is sprinting at Walter. Oh, and they collide. Walter using Paul's momentum against him. They're still fighting. And Paul rolls Walter off, meaning Yellow Tribe wins immunity, safe from the vote. We won again. I'm super happy because that's 3 challenges in a row that I've won, and the merge is right upon us. I think it's Final 10. I mean, that's what it usually is, so I'm excited for that. Hopefully this gives me a chance to really show off my game and what I'm capable of. Well, this is a familiar sight. Yeah, losing's never fun. On the bright side, this does give us a chance to build our resumes. Yeah, that's one way to look at it, man. So right now, I'm just kind of putting my personal issues with Julia aside and trusting her, because what else can I do, really? Walter's the plan tonight, and unless something changes, he should be going home. As long as we stick together, we should just be able to make it to the merge, so I don't see any reason for us not, doing that. No, of course not. Like, Walter's going home. Yeah. 100%. Right now, I'm just crossing my fingers and once again trusting that Julia and Talia will be able to work together. I'm cautiously optimistic because it worked last round, so Walter should be going home. My only worry is if he has an idol or something that could save him. Okay, and here's the game plan. What is it this time? We need to get rid of Emmanuel. He's the biggest threat. Yeah, we tried that already. I know, but this time it'll work. You just need to get Julia on board and then boom, majority. Yeah, it's not that easy, man. Nothing's really changed in my opinion. Emmanuel's still the biggest threat on this tribe, so he's who I will be voting for tonight. But I need Anne to kind of make that happen by going to Julia and really pushing for it to be Emmanuel. If it works, Julia will vote with us and Emmanuel will go home. If it doesn't work, Julia will probably get wary of Anne pushing so hard and try to get the votes on her instead, and I will be safe. Am I happy about the position I'm in? Of course not, but I can't dwell on that. I have to focus on the task at hand, which is to survive to the merge. And really, that's my main goal. I don't care who goes home as long as it's not me. Okay, Anne, we need to talk. Yeah? Yeah, right now. The more I think about it, the more I realize I kind of have to flip tonight. Sure, it might be nice to work with Emmanuel and Talia and try to build their trust, but that's just a dream. That's not reality. The two of them are tight with Paul and Robert, and once the merge hits, they're not going to keep me in the game. They're only trying to get me on their side because they need my vote here. It'd be stupid for me to keep them. Okay, we need to do something tonight, Anne. Alright, what's the plan? Well, my side wants to vote for Walter. Oh, good. Yeah, but we're not doing that. Okay, so what do you have in mind? Well, here's the deal. Emmanuel and Talia are tight with Robert and Paul, and once the merge hits, that's going to be a dangerous alliance, so we need to split them up. Well, I'm more than okay with doing that. So Julia's come around to the idea of flipping, which is just great to hear, so hopefully that's actually something that can happen. If not, then maybe Walter's going home, because she did say her side's targeting him, and Honestly, Walter leaving isn't terrible either. Personally, I think we should vote Talia here. Really? How come? Well, she's gonna be more of a liability to my game. Really? Why's that? Well, I voted for her at our first tribal council, and she's kinda targeting me because of it. Oh, that makes sense. Well, you know, I'm kind of in the position where I have to agree to anything, so Talia's more than fine with me. Talia's gonna be a liability to my game in the long run. Maybe not tonight, but there's gonna be a time where she does come for me, and I think it makes a lot more sense for me to take this perfect opportunity and cut my baggage before the merge. Okay, Walter, how do you feel about voting off Talia? Talia, we agreed to vote off Emmanuel, so I don't see why we should vote for her instead. Okay, that's what Julia wants to do, and that's majority. Why does she want to do her instead of him? They got beef. Julia voted for Talia at the first tribal, and she's worried she'll come after her. Interesting. I think this might be the last round where I willingly work with Walter. He just is so set in what he wants to do and gets mad when someone suggests something else, but I need his vote. I need a third vote to take out Talia, so he needs to know what's going on. Hello, Talia. Oh, hey, what's up, man? Do you have a moment? Yeah, I guess. I crossed Talia off the list of potential competition after that first immunity challenge, where she completely screwed up that puzzle. And I think that anyone with a brain can realize that Talia isn't competition. And I don't see why we should be wasting our time trying to get rid of someone who, let's face it, will be very easy to beat in the long run. Listen, Talia. You know, you should be careful tonight. Why is that? Julia's coming after you. You don't say. Yes, she's telling Anna and I how she wants to get rid of you because she doesn't trust you. Really? Yep, she said at the first tribal she voted for you and you haven't let that go. Huh, that's interesting. But I don't want to do that. I think we had some good talks, especially last round. And I was hoping we could just get rid of Julia instead. Well, I guess that would be mutually beneficial for us. Yes. Well, yeah, I'm down. I was willing to put Julia off to the back burner and just focus on getting to the merge, but now that she's gunning for me, I see no reason to target her back. And yeah, I do believe Walter when he says I'm in danger. I mean, how else would he know Julia voted for me at the first tribal unless she told him? So tonight, I think it makes sense to work with Walter and Anne and just get rid of Julia because it's her day. So you're sure of voting Julia? Oh, of course, it was Anne's idea. Really? Yeah, she was disappointed that Julia didn't follow through with flipping, because she did tell us she would last round. Well, I'm more than happy to vote her off, so let's make it happen. If we can get rid of Walter here, we should be able to make it to the merge. Yeah, hopefully. Is that what you're set on? Oh, definitely. Tonight my plan is to leave Emmanuel out of the vote. He wants to stay yellow strong, so I don't think he would go for a Julia blindside. So my plan's just to leave him in the dark and fill him in after the vote. Okay, Anne, here's the plan. We can get rid of Emmanuel tonight. Really? Yes. Talia and Julia are voting each other. Emmanuel, I don't know what he's doing, but if the two of us vote for him, he's gonna go home. Huh. Yeah. I haven't had a chance to get what I've wanted. Every time I've tried to take out a target, someone's screwed up my plan for me. But tonight is the night where I define myself as one of the best players of all time. Tonight I feel like I'm the swing vote. Walter thinks we can get rid of Emmanuel, and he is the biggest threat, so it is a tempting offer, but I did tell Julia I would vote for Talia, and if I don't do that, I'll probably lose her trust. Then I could always vote off Walter. His name's definitely on the table, and I don't know, it might not be wise to go to the merge with him. Welcome, survivors, to Tribal Council. So, Anne, last round, the votes seemed to be based off original tribe lines. Now that you're in the minority in terms of original tribes, do you feel like you're in danger tonight? Well, definitely, Jeff. I feel like Walter and I, we might be on the bottom here, but anything can happen, and I'm just gonna keep fighting until my torch is snuffed. Emmanuel, last round you did receive half of the votes. Do you feel like you could be in danger here? Maybe, Jeff. I mean, my name's probably still out there, but just hoping that my allies stick with me here. So, Julia, what do you think the chances are that original Yellow sticks together once again? Well, nothing's 100% certain, but I think there's a good chance of it. Alright, well, it is time to vote. Walter, you can start us off. I've influenced this vote to the point where I only need 2 votes to send you home. Walter, I think you overestimate your abilities as a player, so tonight, I think it's you going out. I'll go tally the votes. I've tallied the votes. If anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now'd be the time to do so. No? Alright, once the votes read, the decision is final. The person voted off will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Emmanuel. Second vote, Walter. That's 1 vote Emmanuel, 1 vote Walter. Third vote, Talia. That's 1 vote Emmanuel, 1 vote Walter, 1 vote Talia, 2 votes left. Julia. That's 1 vote Walter, 1 vote Emmanuel, 1 vote Julia, 1 vote Talia, 1 vote left. The final vote. And the 6th person voted off of LEGO Survivor, Generational Warfare. Emmanuel. Emmanuel, that's 2 votes and that's enough for tonight. I'll need you to bring me your torch. Emmanuel, the tribe has spoken. It's time for you to go. Well, survivors, that was definitely a chaotic vote. The fallout from this will be interesting to see. Alright, I got nothing else for you guys. Grab your stuff, head on out. Good night.
Man, this sucks. What a stupid way to get eliminated. We had the numbers going into tonight, but no. Julia and Talia decided to vote each other instead of Walter, and I paid the price. It's frustrating because I felt I could have won if I had just made it to the merge.